Texas is thinking about they're planning on rewriting their textbooks to include creationism. Let's get religion into science. Eric Hovind is with us. He's the president of Creation Today. CreationToday.org is the website. Eric, welcome to the program.
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Sure. We've got this guy with a beard who went on television and said, if you can't convert them, kill them. And, it was Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty and talking about Muslims. And
are you saying we shouldn't kill them if they come and attack us? Is that what you're saying? We shouldn't?
I'm saying if you can't convert them, you shouldn't kill them. No.
Come over and kill us?
Yeah, so you agree with Phil Robertson, and you agree with ISIS that if somebody doesn't want to convert to your religion, you should kill them?
No, I think you're taking Phil Robertson out of context. Basically, he was saying you can either convert them or they're going to try to kill you and you need to defend yourself. Are you saying that we should not, as a nation, defend ourselves? Is that what you're saying?
No, you are misstating Phil Robertson. He said...
Oh, no, he went on to clarify very clearly. He said, look, your choice is either convert them or they're going to try to kill you because that's what the Quran commands them to do.
But he's wrong. They're not. They have no interest in coming over here. And they have no ability to come over here.
I wonder what hole you're living in, Tom.
Surely I'm listening to the Central Intelligence Agency, and I have some confidence in them. Here's what Phil Robertson said, just for the record. Here he is.
In this case, you either have to convert them, which I think would be next to impossible. I'm not giving up on them, but I'm just saying either convert them or kill them, one or the other.
Yeah. And then Hannity said, wait a minute, did you really say that? And he said, yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I said.
So are you against the government going after ISIS? Are you against that?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think
the
Saudi Arabia, if you want more than a one-word answer, I think the Saudi Arabia, Turkey, you've got a number of Sunni governments in that region, and they're all just sitting back and letting us pay for the cost of it and take the bloodshed. And I think that's stupid. But
I think you ought to argue with Bill Maher on that. Bill Maher himself said, come on, you guys, Islam is doing this. We know what's going on. It's okay to defend ourselves. They're the ones. It's not like Christianity. Bill Maher is the one who said the vast number of Christians don't believe that if you leave the Christian religion, you should be killed for it. The vast numbers of Christians do not treat women as second.
Is this how you argue creationism? You find one guy who says something that you agree with, and suddenly that's it? I mean,
talk about the pot calling the kettle black. You're talking about one guy, Phil Robertson, and suddenly that's it. I mean, come on, where's your common sense?
Well, I think it's fairly well intact. I think it's a mistake for us to involve ourselves in a civil war in a distant country that's basically a civil war based on religion. I think it's a mistake.
Now, that's a totally different question. What Phil Robertson is saying is, should we defend ourselves?
No, he's
Absolutely.
Not. He's not saying that. He's saying if they won't convert to Christianity, you kill them.
No Christian says that.
And you're saying that we should be teaching you're saying that we should be teaching evolution in our classroom. We should be teaching creationism in our classroom along with evolution. And I'm wondering why you are not also advocating for teaching astrology along with astronomy and for teaching alchemy along with chemistry.
Last time I was on your program, I don't know if you remember it or not, but no, that is not what I claimed. I said in science class, we should teach science. That makes sense. The evolution religion is not scientific.
It is absolutely scientific.
You find everything coming from nothing, the Big Bang idea. Do you believe in the Big Bang?
The evolutionary, in fact, the quote that you sent us from Stephen Jay Gould, this is a great example. He said, we can't find some of these transition species. It's because Stephen Jay Gould's theory was one of punctuated equilibrium. That
it was a lack of
there
evidence.
Are events. No, there is a lack of evidence in some areas.
Darwin said if evolution is true, we should find lots of evidence in the fossil record. They hadn't found it. So Stephen Jay Gould said the lack of evidence proves that it happened quickly. So there is no evidence that proves it happens.
Do you know what a bottleneck event is, Eric?
Say it again.
Do you know what a bottleneck event is?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a fictitious thing, but yes.
Well, it was the basis of Stephen Jay Gould's theory, and it makes perfect sense. If you don't believe in that, then you must not worry about getting E. coli H147, the stuff that can cause kidney failure and kill you, because it was the result of a bottleneck event produced by the presence of antibiotics.
And Tom, if you don't believe in the creator that gave us moral laws, then you obviously can't believe in right and wrong. And therefore, everything you say on your program about somebody doing something wrong is invalid because you don't believe in right and wrong.
So you don't believe in evolution, so you're going to ignore the possibility that any bacteria that could kill you might actually even exist, because the only way it could get that way is by virtue of evolution.
Now, that's the slippery slope because I actually define in my talks what the word evolution means. The word evolution is a religious term talking about ape to man or molecule to man.
Evolution is a scientific term.
Is minor changes within a kind. It's not evolution, it's variation. It's horizontal changes, not vertical changes.
You're trying to change our language? I mean, changing our textbooks isn't enough. You want to change our language too?
I've got a textbook that gives 4 different definitions of evolution. On the first 2 pages, it says evolution is change over time. Then it says evolution is a change in living things over time. Well, how did life come from non-life? Do you believe in abiogenesis, something that was disproven years ago? Do you believe that life came from non-life, Tom?
My beliefs are not of consequence here. What is of consequence is whether we're going to raise a generation of children who can be competent scientists, or whether we're going to raise a generation of children who are idiots because of religious ideologues like yourself.
Tom, look at what you're saying. You want your belief system that life came from non-life to be taught to all the kids in school.
I would like science to be taught in science class and comparative religion to be taught in comparative religion class.
Exactly. So put your belief that life came from non-life, which is part of the evolution worldview.
I have not asserted that as my belief, Eric. You're putting words in my mouth.
You did just fine yourself.
All right. Eric Hovind, president of Creation Today. CreationToday.org is the website. I will refrain from calling you the Christian Taliban, Eric. How's that?
Well, it's because I didn't say we should do it.
There you go. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks for having me on.
We'll talk again, I'm sure.